Hey everyone, it's the end of the week, Friday, weekend's here, yay, end of the day, end of the week. Well, I just wanted to kind of end with playing some more drums, of course. What else would I want to do to relax at the end of the day after playing drums and teaching all day already? I don't know, just come up with some fun stuff, and I worked on the snares a little bit, and I ended up just putting the stock reso back on the bottom, because the ones I had were just, you had some not punctures, but they're so delicate and thin that if you hit them lightly just to check tuning and stuff, that can put a dent in them and it affects sound, and they were old. So anyway, I just went ahead and put the stock one back on, and it sounds great. But I do have the HD dry on top, so just kind of tune the way I like it in a little bit higher timbre, and that's more actually medium than really high, but that way it still has some nice resonance and overtones and. Even open rim shots pretty loud. It has some maple hoops too, so anyway, it's kind of fun. You can hear I just have this brass one tuned really low to do some ghosts, like doing your ghosts on this, and then playing your 2 and 4, smacking 2 and 4 on the other snare. I don't know, and then just keep it time with your foot. I don't know, just playing some different things. I don't know. That was a lot of fun. Maybe lots of mistakes in there, but I was having just a lot of joy. And that's what it's about, especially at the end of the day when I'm already really tired and in a lot of pain. But, oh man, I just, this just brings me so much joy to be able to have this to always, to go to no matter what's going on in the world. And, we all have our different hobbies and different things that we enjoy doing. And like I said in one of my last videos, it's so important to keep that stuff going. It's easy to fall into, depression or despair or fear or anxiety and, a whole host of things. So, I totally empathize, with everybody, with anything that's going on right now. Honestly, stuff hasn't changed all that much for me because I was already kind of in a bad spot as far as living situation, and that's not that I'm in a bad spot in an area, but financially I was already in a bad spot. So it just, this has always been there for me, and I literally spend all my paycheck on just drum equipment, gas, and stuff for students, and then every once in a while I find a nice gym that I'll pick up for myself. I just couldn't believe that when I found this for $200. I was like, oh, I will take that right now. So, it's so beautiful, and I really do like these maple hoops. It gives it a whole nother character, and man, and the shell is very well made. It has the re-rings, 6-ply, and it's actually the same exact design as my pearl. So even though this is a Tama, SLP, so, it's just, just because they're both made in the same part of the world, they're known as Japanese makers, but most of them are all made in Taiwan and China. And they make limited editions of certain ones, of the higher end ones. And like this Pearl kit, I got used. It was just in very good condition. And it's a great kit, and it's, it made well, and back in the 90s edition, where they still made it out of different wood and had different plies and all that. So anyway, I got this metal snare for cheaper, and, you kind of get what you buy. So, and I did beat the heck out of this thing for many years before it finally kind of started to fall apart, and things became kind of stripped, and lugs slowly started coming undone, and things like that. So, I just wanted a nice wood maple snare that I knew would, be a good build, nice shell, nice warm sound to go with the pearl, because of the design of the pearl has the exact same re-rings and bearing edges on the inside of those drums. So, and those are all maple, and I have maple hoops on the kick. So I can quickly show. I know I'm not trying to show off or anything, guys. I promise. I'm just saying that sonically, that there's a reason that I went and did this. It's just because that if you can get up inside here, yeah. So you can kind of see how these bearing edges stick out, called re-rings or focus rings. But anyway, the inside of this tom, and yes, I got it with this head on it as a reso head on it. But, in this finish, it's real classy. It sounds great. I took the cage away and just kind of made it more of a, smaller piece kit instead of having this big Gibraltar rack with all these cymbals and rack mounted toms and all this stuff. I just kind of wanted, less is more, and a lot of times it challenges you too to come up with more ideas, because if you have less to work with, you have to really rely on your technique, your rudiments, all that kind of stuff, that you internalize within your muscle memory. And it's just, it's progress, and it takes a while, especially to build that independence. And man, I feel so blessed to have this garage just full of these drums that I do, because a lot of this stuff has been donated to me, Or I've gotten things for my younger and smaller students so that they could reach and fit. So like this Ludwig breakbeats. It's a pretty cool one, but this is the kick drum, so you can see how small the kick is. The kick is literally as big as a floor tom of my Gretsch kit. So then the pearl I got on a trade, so I didn't even actually spend any money on the pearl. And so anyway, I'm just kind of giving the background of why I make the decisions that I do, and that I'm trying to explain why sonically I'm trying to make the choices that I'm making, and trying to make it so that I have different characteristics that I can use. And this drum is so versatile. I mean, it's unbelievable the ranges that it has. And I kind of just put it in flat, and because I just wanted it to be have more resonance, and it's pretty still sharp crack to that. I mean that's medium tuning. So you can see that, and because I have put the dry head on there, because it was really, I mean, the overtones were great, but it was too much to where it would turn into mud. So basically, I can kind of show you what it would be like if it had a regular head on it. It would be ringy. So, and this is a metal drum, so I understand it's gonna ring more than a maple drum or a wooden drum. But my point being, the type of head makes such a big difference. And these Evans HD dry heads, I mean, it really kind of depends on the drum you put them on. But on any metal drum, they are fantastic. It just makes it so you don't have to use any moon gel, or I don't use moon gel at all on anything, but any like dampeners or hard objects. Some people use, like hard jangly bracelets, even keys, your wallet, like anything, just to kind of a harder object. Instead of moon gel kind of takes away that tone, that nice singing tone that you want. So anyway, I'm just kind of giving backstory to the garage and why I'm so happy about this drum. And I honestly think it looks just beautiful. It's like it was meant to go with this kit almost, even though it's a Tama and the other kit's a Pearl. So, but this finish. And it came with the, more expensive Star Classic lugs, carbon steel wires, real snappy wires. So, and the hoops are just, I can't believe how well made they are, because they stand up to a lot of abuse. A lot of rim shots and a lot of cross stick stuff. And, they stand up to it and sound great. So then that way, you're prepared. If you ever have a gig or you have something that comes up, or your session, you can say, okay, well, I have, a snare made out of this, bobinga that sounds like this, or I have a brass snare that sounds like this, or I have a maple snare that sounds like this, different depths and diameters. People will love you for that. They'll be like, oh, wow, this guy knows what he's doing. And not saying I know what I'm doing. I'm just saying that people that bring multiple snares are known within the industries as like, okay, that's great. They're easy to work with. And then that way you're doing whatever the band leader wants of you, or the recording calls for, the context, that kind of thing. So by no means what I was trying to say, like, oh, I know what I'm doing because I have more snares. No, not at all. It took me years just to get 3 snares. Okay? Years to get 3 snares. And only one of them is new. So, okay, so it's not like I'm out there spending money I don't have on really expensive gear just to show off or anything. And I legitimately use all this stuff for lessons and setting up for groups and smaller students and that kind of stuff. So it is nice to, also, I save all my old heads. I have all this stuff stacked here. It's kind of a mess right now, but, and then I have, my other snare in here and hard shell cases, but the point being that you never know how you can use used stuff or reconfigure stuff you already have into new configurations and basically get almost like a new kit or, a new sounding element with the same gear that you have. you know. So sorry guys, I know the camera's been kind of shaky as I'm walking around. I'm trying to hold it while talking and showing different things. But anyway, I guess I'll just leave you with a quick shot from above of it. And I do have this